always forget to take my drink and then press the live button. Dun, dun, dun. We are actually live. Alrighty, hello there. It is Wednesday, January something. I can't see. January 14th. My eyes are old, sorry. January 14th, Wednesday. I'm coming to you live from the Quilting Shed here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Fredericton. I have to enunciate. It's bad weather arthritis in the hands day today, and how about you? What have we got on deck for today? A few things to show you. I know. First off, some technical stuff. I look different, and I'm looking off to what looks like the wrong side because of the device I'm streaming. So if you are a long-term watcher, first-time caller, long-time listener, first-time caller. Oh, yeah, coffee has not kicked in yet. So if you've been around here a long time, you know that we sporadically have had issues where the video keeps getting really, really choppy. And short version is I switched devices. That means I'm using my tablet, and when you're streaming live on something like a tablet on Facebook, they've removed a setting on Facebook to flip the image around. So, because... So yeah, cameras on your tablet and your phone when you want to take a selfie and you want to see what you're doing, you reverse the camera, but it looks like a mirror image. What Facebook used to have was another little command for the person streaming to flip the image back around so it looked right way around. So if everything's backwards, that's why it's not you. And no, I don't have left-handed sewing machines. It's just everything's in reverse. We're looking in a mirror. See how my shirt is backwards. This is my Foxy Nerd shirt with the glasses. I actually have two of these, but the other one has a big pair of eyeglasses right across prominent areas. Alrighty, so today, woohoo! Laura's in the house. I have some things to show you, as well as some very cute fabrics and things that I made. But first, a story. Picture it. Pretend we did the visual effects with the like, woo, the magic sparkly. Picture it. It's the early 1980s. Everything is pink and blue and fantastic and pastels and glitter. And my grandmother is quilting. The grandmother that taught me how to quilt. This is back when I thought this was an old fuddy-duddy old lady thing to do. It's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but could you make it cooler? No, I'd have to wait like 20 more years for that. Anyway. Things were just getting started in the quilting range, and like it was totally acceptable to actually use a sewing machine to sew your stuff with. It's my grandmother. You will need that picture. Can you tell we're related? Oh my God, yeah. And see, if I miss her sometimes, all I gotta do is look in the mirror because I got that forehead. That's why they call it a forehead. You can fit 4 fingers in there. Don't know why I went Southern. She was totally British.
Say, we're not Texan.
We're not Texan. I'm sorry. I forgot what South we were part of. Can't even get my accents right today. My God. Anyway, this is my grandmother. This is my aunt over here. So she was by the other day for the Christmas visit, and she was digging through some things and found something that she felt that I might like to keep. And I said, hell yeah. And she's like, don't cry, because if you cry, I'll cry. I did not cry. I have a cold wooden heart, and I've cried enough over the past few years. So, like Ariana says, ain't got no tears left to cry. There we go. So, anyway, I have come to show you, and show me awkwardly putting it on. Everything old is new again. Quilting is back, and also the quilted coat. And this is the absolute cutest, sweetest, and yes, I do come from tiny little fairy people, which you can tell by the size of this little quilted jacket. Look at it. Isn't it darling? Yes. Do you want to watch me awkwardly try to put it on? Yes. Yes, let's do that because it's hilarious. It did fit me at one point because I was the same size as my grandmother and my aunt. And, oh, look at this. You will note it is very simply done. You will also note it does not close in the front. Because though I very much look like my father's side of the family, certain parts of me I inherited from my mother. Also those upper arms. Oh my God. Isn't this cute? I'm pretty sure this will fit my granddaughter. Oh, there are some details here I would love to show you because my grandmother's very smart and she taught me all kinds of things. And I do remember her, don't fall down. I do remember her sort of making this. And it's funny because I still had some of this fabric in my stash. And I remember where this fabric came from. If my mom's watching, I bet you she will be able to identify some of these fabrics as well. So this was done as a, Laura says, suck those girls in, honey. Oh, yeah, okay. Wearing the wrong bra for that today. I don't think I have an expensive enough bra. Anyway, so I digress. But we're going back to the coat now because these days I'm going to make one that actually fits me because this, at this point, is an historical artifact. It is more than vintage. Vintage is supposed to be 25 years and we're just going to say vintage so we can all feel like we're not ancient. So I do remember part of the construction of this and reading old patterns. So these strips of fabric here were sewn right onto the inside batting first in a quilt as you go method. That's where you put them face down and you sew the strip and you flip them over. So that I'm definitely sure that's what it was.
Well, it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Because then if you look at the lining on the inside with the construction, I can tell like it's all nice and smooth. You don't see any quilted lines. If I pull on it a little, it almost feels like it was fused. I don't think it was fused. I'm just pretty sure that's from ironing it to the polyester batting that's inside. Not an 80-20, it's a polyester. Do I hear class? We are going to do a quilt class at some point, Laura. We're not doing this one. There are other methods, but we are in discussions to get a quilted coat class. It's a little more involved than this one. So I did want to point some cool things out. That, like, everything comes around again. You see a project out there, it's probably not new. This is Quilt As You Go. It is a quilted coat. I can sort of deconstruct how it was put together without actually taking it apart. The cute little stand-up collar, which does have batting in it. And this is another thing I wanted to point out because people talk about buttons and fasteners and how they're going to do things. So this does have the buttons on this side, the ones with the shank. So not the buttonholes, just the little thingy on the back that you sew on. See, like that. And on this side, what she's done is taken these little strips of fabric and made loops, and the buttons just go through the loop to fasten. That's an option for a lot of things, just a little loop. It's a light spring jacket, fall jacket. Just enough to take the chill off when you're going around to your quilting shows. Yeah, you could almost do this with any sort of easy jacket pattern. But look how tiny we are. There's some nice finishing on the edges. The other thing I want to point out is a lot of people sometimes think vintage quilted items, oh, they were done from the finest fabrics and everything's high quality. Not really. The inside of this is a polyester cotton. It is a broadcloth. So she did just use a cheap broadcloth. She didn't know if she was going to make any more. The other thing I have cleaned up a little bit. You can see these white dots. That's not actually just lint. Like, you can pull at it and it looks like it's hanging on by a thread, because it is. The polyester batting on the inside, as the fibers move around, some of them work their way out through the holes in this blue fabric because it's just woven, so there is tiny little holes in it. That's called bearding. If I was going to make something like this and I knew I was going to use a dark color, I would probably choose a darker color batting. You can get black batting, but sometimes you just kind of have to, like, yeah, as I'm pulling this off, you can hear it sort of snapping. That's how I know it's the bearding and not just lint. And you can see on the outside, there we go, that's bearding. So, and this is under the armpit, so yeah, that would rub together and that would cause some of those fibers to pull out. So it's not just lint. If you put a lint brush over to this, it would just sort of push it all in one direction, not really remove it. So that's your education for today. More than just, this coat doesn't fit Andrea anymore. This fits like a 100 to 110 pound little old lady who's about 5 feet tall. Someday that'll be me without the 110 pounds. Anyway, This jacket is going to live in the shop for a little while, so you can all admire it. And we can all take notes. So there we go. And Lisa's in the house as well. Yes. Yes. You're all working hard from home, I guess. Or at the office. The other thing I made, and no, I didn't do my video on how I set up my planner this year. But I did make something for my planner. If you follow my own personal account on Facebook, you probably saw me post some pictures. This is a little pen holder that fits on my planner. I got my favorite pens in here. This is this is an Acro 300. It's like a 0.3 millimeter. That is so tiny. You can write, this is very, very tiny because you can write very tiny Korean and Japanese and Chinese characters with it because this is Japanese stationery. Love it. Anyway, nerding out about that for a minute. So, dun, dun, dun. This is just to keep my pens with my planner because other than that, otherwise I would just throw them in my backpack and can't find them at the bottom. So it's a couple of rectangles. Susan, who works here on Saturdays, sent me this pattern. So I will definitely have it in the newsletter. And this is just the fold over elastic in a pretty color. We do have this kind of elastic in the shop. And it was very easy to make with scraps of your favorite pretty fabrics. Look at that. And I did interface it. I put in a couple of bits of interfacing. I went through my bin of scraps because it only takes scraps. And y'all are like, I gotta use up my scraps before I buy anything new. See, you make something like this, and then you have just given yourself permission to buy new fabric. Because I'm looking out for you, bestie. Yeah, I know. I know, it's so funny. Sorry, messing up my planner. This is my planner for this year. It's an older planner, but that checks out. But I have Franken-plannered my planner together for this year to try like different layouts and things. If you ever want to know what my brain looks like on the inside, ta-da! Yeah, right? And that was like, that's last week. That's last week. Look at that. That's what it looks like at the end of the week. And so far, this is what this week looks like. So if you ever wonder how come I wrote it down and then I couldn't find it again or didn't get to it yet, it's because a week looks like this sometimes. Every week looks like this. Sometimes a week might look like, sometimes a week might look like this, but it's either because I haven't done that week yet or it was so busy I didn't get to write it down. This is a couple of weeks from now. But you did see I wrote something down, so I can sort of check on that when I get to that day. Oh, look, I did an impromptu planner video. Permission, what's that? Laura is a strong, independent, modern woman who makes her own paycheck and can buy fabric anytime she damn well pleases. Oh, so what else is new now that we are almost halfway through? Not a ton of new fabric to show you yet because most of the fabric ships somewhere towards the end of the month. So it's like the first week we're unpacking and showing it. And sometimes that'll drag on into the second week. And we're actually getting really caught up because, as I might have previously mentioned, I have hired an employee, a real employee who gets paperwork and everything and who has references and is not related to me and gets paid a real amount of money. It's wild. So Emily worked yesterday. And one of the things Emily did was, look at this. Doesn't this look, it's in a takeout container. So we are going to be working on what we call stash builders. Or if you need small amounts of things, these are all fat eighths. So it's a fat quarter cut in half. You need tiny little scraps. Maybe you don't have scraps. Maybe you want the scraps to be nicely coordinated because you are working on a particular quilt pattern that just needs a lot of little things like braids in basic little prints. These are all Tula Pink ones. I'm still waffling on the price point. It's between $50 and $60. So these are 24 fat eighths. That is roughly like 3 meters. That is 3 meters. Ha! But look at, you get your own little container. It's takeout. It's like takeout, but fabric. Ugh. Emily says, to be honest, I didn't check her references, so everything's, I'm just gonna roll with it. So expect to see more of these. If there are ones you're looking for, let us know. That'll help us narrow it down because we have a bajillion ideas. We do. And you also get the storage container. Like, it's a win-win, right? Like, I just keep thinking of the people who are like, I need a whole pile. Like, we had one of our regulars, like, I need 20 shades of red. Can you prep that for me? I'll be in a few days to pick it up. No problem. But if we had already prepped it, we would be like, here you go. And I know some of you are working on like the Legit Kits patterns or other paper piecing patterns like the Violet Craft ones where you do need a lot of little bits. So start shouting out in the comments what you're looking for first, and we'll get to those ones sooner rather than later. The other thing we have that came in that I've been dying to show you is this lovely lion panel. Look at how professionally this is folded. Yes. My mom says take out without the calories. Exactly. It's like you got yourself a little treat, but it doesn't go on your hips.
You take out the calories and put in the fiber.
Take out it's get more fiber in your diet. You're just trying to be healthy here. I was like, it doesn't go on your hips unless you're making a quilted coat. Then it could go on your hips. So there we go. Best kind of takeout. Yeah. So back to, here's looking at you, kid. This is a lovely lion panel. This is called, I'm going to screw it up, Glimmer or Glisten. Maybe it's Glisten. People are shouting in the comments. Gilded. Starts with a G and it's sparkly. But, dun dun dun. Wow. Look at that. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Can you imagine this? And this is totally not my idea. This panel with stained glass crazy quilt blocks around it. Yes. Can we get an amen in the comments? I'm never going to fold this up the same, so I'm just going to chuck it over there for later. That panel is 20 whole dollarinos, but you can work magic with it. You can make that glisten in your own quilt room. It's absolutely striking. And it won't be the last one I'll be getting of that style because I know there's more on the way. So I have magic. So speaking of magic, and we do have a few minutes to talk about it. Dun, dun, dun. Northcott Lookbook. They release these mostly for quilt shops, but they are in spots that are publicly accessible so that you can tell your local quilt shop which fabrics you might want to see me order. And these ones are for delivery anywhere from February to October. Honestly, yeah, I'm looking at this and I am pre-ordering fabrics that I will not get until October. And these are the ones we are likely to get. Yes, chef's kiss, all that fun stuff. Yeah, too many cute options. If you want to go to the Northcott website, you can see it on there as well. Some other things, I believe I showed you the panel for the Sunset Ridge last week. We did get some fat quarters cut. Still working on folding the fat quarters. But look at these pretty spring colors. With the like little cross-stitch cherries. I know. These are so sweet for spring. If you're looking to make some girly quilts, something really pretty and soft, these would be great for subtle Valentine's Day. I love this. Like, and it even comes in the pink. You've got like this whole other bin here just for the Sunset Ridge. If you need a whole bundle, we can throw one of those together for you. Love it, love it, love it. And I think last is the other fabrics that we also got in, and they're in the system, and our techie webby person, who's not me, but one of my offspring, Snowy, has been working on getting the images up for this. This is from the Craft Cotton Company, which sounds like it could be questionable quality, but it's actually really, really good. It's an excellent price point. Do you remember how much this is?
I think I'll have to look.
The gamer fabric, it's somewhere between 15 and 20 a meter. I know that.
It's definitely not 20.
It's not 20 though. I didn't think so. While Snowy looks up the prices.
Yeah, it's 15.
It's 15 a meter for your favorite gamer. This is called Combat Quest. And because of the title, I kept thinking, oh, it's a bunch of camouflage fabric. It is in camo type colors. So if you have to make anything for a gamer, look at this. This says game over and it's the little controllers. Remember, it's reversed because the Facebook sucks. This is circuit boards. These are all browns and taupes and beiges and like a brownie beige and an off black. If the colors aren't coming out quite true. This is more controllers, but it's adorable. Look at it. Pair this with some of the Bianni patterns for things. Yeah, super cute. Super cute for game night. This just looks like a checkerboard, but it's got the symbols on it that are on some of the popular game controllers for like PS, whatever number they're up to now, PS5, Xbox, Switches, all of them.
Yeah, the PlayStations are up to 5.
PlayStations are up to 5? I thought so. Yeah, this was the camo one. Like, there are actually controllers on this. Very subtle outlines. So, yeah, honey, I'm going hunting this weekend. Hunting on the TV screen. See, that's an appropriate accent to the situation. So, these pictures will be coming up on the website soon.
Oh, they're already there.
They're already there. My techie person has worked their magic. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Ooh. Lisa needs that too. I bet you Alan games a lot. Anyway, so that's it for now. We have some stuff to do behind the scenes. Work. But we are getting more efficient at it. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I've been watching too many other videos. Don't they all say that? They do. They do. And as it says in the notes, we do ship across Canada. So if you're watching this outside of the province or outside of Fredericton, we can ship it to you with a flat rate. I'm pretty reasonable about stuff too. Or you can place an order online. And when you get to the checkout, there's a option. So instead of shipping, you say local pickup. And you do that. And then there's even a little box. We can add a note and you'd be like, I'm going to pick it up 2 weeks from next Thursday. Or someone else is going to pick it up for me. It's low pressure. Honestly, if it's here for 30 days, then I might start trying to figure out when somebody might get it. So don't worry if it's not going to be picked up for a little while because we've got a nice little pickup station back there too. And everything's getting ship shape in the back end and the background because other people are either helping me do that. Thank you. Or doing other things so that I can go do the worky boss stuff, which is not fun. It's not fun. Anyway, back to my 80-hour work week. I'll see you later. Look it. Work harder. Tidy those shelves. Yeah, that's right. Doing a good job. Good job. Excellent work. Okay. See you later. Where's the button? Can't find the button. It takes a long time to say goodbye sometimes, Diane. Do a dance. I'm leaving too soon. I got nothing else to show you. And yeah, I've got a janky setup here so that my device. Okay, we got to go do things because we got to open up soon and there's stuff we need to do before customers actually show up, not just clean up from this. So I'm going to see you later, probably on the weekend maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, bye. Love ya. See ya.